Hello, this is Tatsu-san, Japanese Curiosity Evangelist. Welcome to Yohaku Radio, a pause with Japanese wisdom. This program is a place to use Japanese language and culture as a lens. A place to gently step away from a world that always asks for efficiency and to restart your own curiosity. Last time, we talked about how social media can sometimes make it hard to hear our own voice. Today, I would like to unfold that thought a bit further. I want to share a personal experience to look more deeply into what this Yohaku, this quiet space, really means. Think about the time you spend moving or traveling every day. The swaying rhythm of the train. The scenery quietly passing by outside the window. Years ago, I used to commute to my university and it took a very long time each way. Just by sitting on that train, my day felt heavy and full of plans. While I was moving, the feeling of being busy wrapped around me like a blanket. It meant I didn't have to stop. I didn't have to think. Have you ever felt a small sense of relief simply because your time was filled up? When we are walking toward a goal, we often feel a strong pressure, a voice saying, I must not step off this path. For me, when my university entrance exam did not go the way I hoped, I felt as if my tracks had simply disappeared. The ground beneath me felt light and it was frightening. To avoid that fear and to avoid a sharp little pain deep in my heart, I layered on plans and schedules. I used them like heavy blanket, trying to cover myself up. The long commute was just another blanket. The rhythm of being busy kept me safely far away from my true feelings. But even as I packed my calendar, I went to many places and had many experiences. A certain heaviness remained in my chest, something I just couldn't digest. Finally, I decided to stop walking. I pulled back the blankets, took a slow, deep breath, and sat down a moment of Yohaku, a blank space just to face my own life. It was a process that came with a little pain. But from that quiet, small gap, I felt my true natural warmth slowly returning. Now let's shift our perspective for a moment. Let's look at this feeling through a different lens. Sometimes, to look away from a heavy question that is getting too close to our heart, we purposely chose the long way around. We fill our schedule to the brim. It is, in a way, one of our most important instincts, a way to protect ourselves. Here is today's question. When a heavy thought or a theme quietly approach the back of your mind, do you ever layer on plans to push away? If you imagine it as a physical blanket, how thick is it? What does it feel like to the touch? When do you feel the need to fill your time when detours and busy schedules. What kind of question is trying to reach you? You do not need to force an answer. Just for a moment, gently observe the weight of the blanket and the warmth hidden underneath. To stay connected with Yohaku, we have a free email letter where I share reflections, episode updates, and news about future live sessions. It is a quiet space where people want to keep exploring Japanese culture and ways of thinking at a gentle pace. I also invite you to share your thoughts about today's question through the letter form. Your reflection might be introduced in a future episode or live session. They deeply help to create a dialogue with me and the wider Yohaku community. Thank you for listening all the way to the end. Next time, we will gently explore how the world becomes narrow when we lose our Yohaku, borrowing a quiet insight from behavioral economics. Until then, I look forward to seeing you in the next Yohaku Radio.